how's this? This week's a little bit different. I mean, we've traded the four-wheel drives in for these weapons behind me. Yep, Can-Am buggies. We're out in the desert at the moment as well. So Toby's given us a call up to come down to trade the old four-wheel drives that, you know, we try and go as slow as we can for something that we try and go as fast as we can in. So very keen to give these a go. Never been behind the wheel of one of these, especially not with Toby driving anyway. So things are going to heat up, I reckon. I can't wait to get into this one. So hang on, sit tight, because this one's going to be a high adrenaline adventure. We're out here in the middle of Australia on a once-in-a-lifetime trip. My mate Toby's invited me and a couple of other legends to get out here behind the wheel of some off-road vehicles of a different kind. So I thought I'd better bring a camera along so you can see exactly what we get up to. The crew on this adventure is all time. Toby Price, who I'm sure a lot of you will know, is an Australian off-road and enduro motorcycle racing world champion. He hasn't even let the dust settle off winning the Finke Desert Race for his first time on four wheels in his insane trophy truck, and he's out here driving Can-Ams with us. Courtney is a triathlete and Red Bull adventure athlete, and Todd is a professional motocross athlete. And then you've got me. The fastest I've ever been off-road before this weekend was downhill in an old 80 series with a tailwind.
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. We had a good run at Finke, so yeah, we thought why not? While we're out here, we'll bring you into this world and have a bit of fun on some four-wheel with the Can-Ams. So I've got a couple of helmets for you. As you can see, the professional racer, he brings his own stuff and everything, but
I've got to say, Toby, I never had to do anything with quite as a helmet, mate. I probably should, the way I drive, mate, but this is going to be fun.
Toby gives us a quick rundown of the Can-Ams, and after a safety rundown, we're ready to crack into it.
Well, first things first, before I even step in one of these, just trying to figure out how a helmet goes on. It should be pretty self-explanatory, but it's not. Let's pull that out. Yeah. Don't put it past me. So, does this go a bit like a fishing buff? Yeah, and then yeah, this way around, sweet.
yeah, that way, yeah, that's a good start.
Oh, look at that. I feel faster already, eh?
You passed the test already, it's on the right ways.
Uh-oh.
Yep, put that on your face first, like in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, pull it over.
Good to go, yeah.
First up, Toby's got a plan for us to get the feel for the Can-Ams.
Well, the boys are pretty quick to jump in a buggy. That leaves me in with Toby. Mate, all those boys jumped straight in the buggies, mate. Something tells me they didn't want to be your passenger.
No, I think the boys are pretty scared, so I'm actually quite pumped you climbed in with us, so.
I'm keen to see what these things can do, mate.
Got a bigger set of balls than them boys already.
Toby is an absolute madman. It's hard to describe just how fast this bloke is on the dirt. Now that I've had an experience of what these machines can do on the dirt, it's time to grab a set of keys and have a steer for myself.
Well, that's just about as much fun as you can have. I can't believe after all these years of driving so much dirt, I've never been in one of these. I've just done a tiny bit there, and it's one, scared the heck out of me. Number two, it's been one of the fastest things I've ever been on the dirt. It's just absolutely out of this world.
It's hard to believe that the Maverick X3 is exactly what you can buy off the shelf. And it's pretty hard to describe just how forgiving these are to drive. Let's take a closer look at what makes these Can-Ams tick.
This one here is the Maverick X3. It's the XRS, and it's also the big turbo RR, so that's a race sort of spec one. But don't get
fooled by that. It's a proper fair dinkum four-wheel drive. It actually has like an active suspension. So basically they call it Smart Shocks. It can change the settings on the suspension just by a push of a button, and it also has a bunch of sensors on this vehicle as well. So when you're driving, the sensor operates something like 60 times a second. So it can basically tell if you're in the air or sort of a little bit unloaded, it can change the suspension to suit, which is really cool. Like, I've never seen that in a vehicle before, and it does it that quick. So if you're up in the air, it can be prepared for when you land and change the settings on the suspension, mainly like the valving of the shocks and stuff like that. The other cool thing is it's a fair dinkum four-wheel drive. It actually has a front locker, so apparently you can climb up just about anything. So today, hopefully we get to put it through its paces and see what it can do off-road. But overall, she's an absolute beast. Full of little scratches if you look closely.
Mate,
but
what are you doing next to my car?
Mate, these scratches on here yesterday, before that. It's, mate, it's a beast. It's a beast.
Mate, this is my brand new car, and I haven't even been in it. And look, there's already
The scratches,
on it.
don't check the other side.
Yeah.
No,
It's epic. It's good to have you out here and get to experience what these Can-Ams are like.
I know.
So, yeah, you're top notch in your four-wheel driving, and the best part about this is it just adds a little bit more speed to the four-wheel driving.
a lot more speed, mate. It's incredible what these things can do. Could you imagine like a little solar panel up on the roof, a little fridge to keep a couple of beers cold, chuck a couple of swags on, and just head out bush? I mean, you can take this thing pretty remote.
Oh, 100%. That's the best part. I've actually got my four-seater here that we've be in the clips and you'll see. But my plan is eventually I want to try and maybe take those two back seats out, throw like a little bit of a battery pack in there, a fridge, and maybe throw a little small pop-top camper on the top of the roof, and then
That would be wild.
mate, yeah, take one of these up through Cape and cruise around and stuff like I say, you'll go anywhere in
You
it.
go
So
absolutely anywhere in one of these
yeah.
things. This bloke is unhinged. He wants to go passenger with me. I've never been more nervous driving a vehicle in my life. You've got Toby sitting right across from me.
Don't worry, mate, I won't swear at you too much.
Nah, just whatever you feel comfortable saying, you just belt it out, mate. I will not be offended. How's the sunset? Oh, what a day.
Mate, no worries, mate.
Bloody awesome, mate. I've had the time of life. Best fun you have with your pants on, I reckon. After an absolutely mad day driving a bunch of remote tracks around the desert in the NT, we made our way back to a beaut little campsite where we can wash down the dust with a few cold ones and roll out the swags. It doesn't get much better than this. But if you can't half tell, all that dust on my face, I've had an absolute ball over the last couple of days to get the invite from Toby and the boys. Mate, dream come true. And I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I mean, I've had an absolute ball ripping around the dirt with these legends. I mean, they're absolute top blokes, and you know, take me under their wing and show me how they do it out here on these sort of tracks of the outback. I mean, an absolute dream come true. So make sure you subscribe and like the channel. I'm gonna have a cold beer with the boys. I'll see you around.